Good Saturday evening, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here. Wanted to hop on this evening because we do not have a newscast over the air tonight due to college football. So not only are we going to be talking about the forecast, but the big story this weekend and probably into Tuesday and Wednesday of this week is going to be the tropics. We do have a new tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico. This is Tropical Storm Milton that developed earlier today, very early this afternoon. And again, that is going to be the big story. First things first, though, I do want to emphasize, it doesn't look like this is going to be a threat to South Mississippi. That is some good news. However, this could be a major hurricane for the state of Florida once again. So we'll go ahead and dive into what's going on in the tropics. So talking about Tropical Storm Milton, it's not moving around too much. We also have Hurricane Kirk and Hurricane Leslie. That is way out there in the Atlantic. Neither one of those are going to be a threat to land, it looks like. And we do have a chance of seeing another tropical wave moving off the coast of Africa over the next couple of days, but too early to say where exactly that's going to go. The main focus here closer to home is going to be Tropical Storm Milton. Really not moving around too much at this point, only moving at about, looks like 3 miles per hour as of 4 o'clock. Winds are at 40 miles per hour, not too terribly organized at this time. However, in the southern Gulf of Mexico, conditions are looking favorable for development, and it does look like Milton is going to be moving eastward over the next few days, moving over some very warm water. The wind shear in the southern Gulf of Mexico looking low. That's not the case in the northern Gulf of Mexico. The wind shear fairly high on top of us, but in the southern Gulf, where it looks like Milton is going to be passing through, the wind shear is low. Conditions are looking pretty favorable for this system to strengthen very quickly. And unfortunately, it does look pretty likely that Milton will be making landfall as a major hurricane somewhere along the western part of the Florida Peninsula. That could be anywhere near the Big Bend area. Of course, they were already hit extremely hard with Helene, or it could even be as far south as parts of Fort Myers or Naples. So details to fine tune as far as where exactly it's going to be making landfall. Could also be near the Tampa area. So we do have some pretty populated areas along the western coast of Florida, of course. And so I know those areas are going to be watching very closely to see what Milton does. So at this time, the National Hurricane Center has it making landfall as a Category 3 hurricane. I wouldn't rule out that we could see something even stronger develop, unfortunately. Landfall is expected by Wednesday at this point, maybe even into very early Thursday morning. But all signs are showing that this could be a very significant hurricane. The good news for us in South Mississippi is that the steering patterns in the upper levels really favor us. What's going to happen is we're going to see a big trough moving in from the north and west, and we're also looking at a ridge of high pressure building in well to our south and east. That's part over the Atlantic. What causes that, or what as a result of that, I should say, is that these upper level winds are mainly going to be out of the south and west. Those upper level winds are going to steer Milton into the Florida Peninsula. Another good thing for us about this trough is that it's going to help to send down a cold front by Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's going to bring some really nice weather for us. Unfortunately, this setup is going to be dangerous for parts of the Florida Peninsula. So that cold front is expected to move in by Tuesday and Wednesday for us. Much drier air will be moving in on top of us by Tuesday, Wednesday, and lasting into Thursday and Friday. And that front going to be settling in, it looks like, somewhere along the northern Gulf Coast. Very heavy rainfall is going to be possible with Milton, of course, and some spots I wouldn't rule out seeing 5 to 10 inches of rain, especially the closer to the center of that circulation. For us in South Mississippi, we're really not looking at much rain whatsoever over the next 5 to 7 days. Less than 1/4 inch in my forecast at this point. And the Weather Prediction Center also agrees with that. So we are really looking at some nice weather here locally, while unfortunately our friends down in Florida are probably going to be in for a pretty dangerous situation by Wednesday. A little closer to home right now, and then a little bit closer to what's going on this evening. It's kind of cloudy outside. Haven't seen a ton of sunshine this afternoon, few peaks here or there. We're at 81 right now in Gulfport at the airport. This is as of about 6:25 this evening. Little humid. We have dew points still in the 70s. Cruising the coast. I know a lot of events kick off tomorrow. I'll show you that forecast here shortly. Looks fantastic. We have temperatures in the upper 70s a little bit farther inland, low 80s. That's still hanging on closer to the coast. Overnight tonight, weather-wise, not too bad. A little muggy at times. I'm not ruling out a stray shower this evening. Most of us are going to stay dry. And for cruising the coast tomorrow, a forecast looks pretty nice. We'll say there is a chance for a few stray showers tomorrow afternoon. Does look like if we see any rain tomorrow, it's going to be pretty brief. It's also going to be light, and it may be a little bit breezy at times, but that may be making it feel a bit more comfortable outside. It is going to be very warm tomorrow. Temperatures back into the upper 80s, but overall, our cruising the coast forecast, not only tomorrow, but the rest of the week looks fantastic. Looks like cruising this year is going to be in pretty good shape. First alert radar this evening, not showing much in the way of rain, but we do see some of that cloud cover in place. Most of the rain has remained offshore at this time, and we are actually in between an area of high pressure and Milton, well to our south. So we've got a bit of this breeze picking up out of the east and northeast. Not out of the question we could see some minor coastal flooding along some of those east-facing shores, and that mainly goes for Hancock County. Coastal flood advisory will be in effect until 7 o'clock Monday morning. Heads up that if you live near a low-lying area, living near some of those east-facing shores, you may be seeing some minor coastal flooding. Like I said, the reason why we've got that wind out of the east and northeast, we've got high pressure well to our north. Milton is well to our south. We're stuck in between the two, so we've got those winds coming out of the east and northeast. And again, that may lead to some minor coastal flooding. But what's on the way is a nice cold front. That's going to be arriving for us by Tuesday. And in fact, it may move in by early Tuesday morning. And this is going to bring with it some much drier air and also a pretty nice cool down, especially in the mornings. Now, the afternoons this week still going to be fairly warm, but throughout the mornings this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning, we're going to be in the low to mid 60s on the coast. There's a chance of seeing some upper 50s a little bit farther inland, and it looks like that cooler air is sticking around until Friday and Saturday of next week. So we do have a lot of nice weather to look forward to here, and again, this is all happening just in time for cruising the coast. High temperatures tomorrow and Monday, still going to be pushing 90, but by Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday, we're more so looking at the low to mid 80s. Lots of sunshine in the forecast, and I think the best part a lot of us can agree with is the humidity is going to be much lower, making it feel fantastic. So even though it will be warm for cruising the coast, that lower humidity is going to make all the difference. We may see a little bit of that cloud cover move out of the way by Sunday. Still could see a few stray showers here or there, but any rain tomorrow looks to be pretty light. And then starting on Monday, rain chances are going to be pretty much slim to none. We'll start off in the upper 60s, low 70s on Monday, still topping out in the upper 80s, if not the low 90s by Monday afternoon. But then that cold front moves in by Tuesday morning. Notice there we cool down well into the 60s before the sunrise on Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, fantastic. Not a single drop of rain in the sky expected by Tuesday with highs in the mid 80s. We'll keep that trend going throughout the rest of cruising the coast. Again, great weather for cruisers this year. Really couldn't ask for anything better than that. And those cool mornings are going to be really refreshing. So while we are looking at a fantastic forecast for us, again, Milton likely going to be making landfall as a major hurricane somewhere along the Florida Peninsula by Wednesday. Hopefully it's not going to be stronger than a Cat 3, but there are some signs showing that it may get stronger than that. So a heads up if you have family or friends, especially along the west coast of Florida, the Florida Peninsula, hopefully they are informed they need to get ready to go for whatever may be heading their way. Again, thankfully, it doesn't look like Milton is going to be much of a concern for us here in South Mississippi, but I know Florida has already been hit so hard this year for hurricane season, and my thoughts are definitely going to be with them as Milton gets a little bit stronger and stronger over the next couple of days. And again, landfall is looking likely as a major hurricane at this point. So we can be thankful here in South Mississippi that our weather is looking much calmer and much nicer for cruising the coast. So coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, we will have our newscast. I will have the very latest on Tropical Storm Milton. At 10 o'clock, the National Hurricane Center will be releasing a new forecast track, new stats along with how fast Milton is moving and how strong it may become. So if you want to join me at 10 o'clock on air, feel free to do so. We will be here for the time being. Enjoy the evening weather here in South Mississippi. We have a lot to look forward to this week, and I welcome any cruisers coming into town. Thankfully, the weather over the next several days is looking perfect for cruising the coast.